Why don't I have a camera? Hey guys, I have no idea if this is working or not. I have a brand new computer. If you can see me at all. So if there's anybody, can you let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me? Because again, brand new. I have no idea what's going on here. Hi, Stella. Yes, it's been a long minute. You are totally right. Hey, can you hear me / see me? It says here that I don't have a camera, but I don't know that for sure. It's so fun. I love technology. It's like my favorite thing. I do not know why I don't have a camera. So you can. Okay, yay. That's wonderful. Thank you so much. We can, but no camera. I can see the news article and hear you. Okay, silver is real money. Yes, it is. And I hope you have some. I don't know what to do about this camera thing. It says I don't have access to the feature. And so there we have it. There's a few things that I wanted to talk about that have been like kind of bugging me in the back of my mind. And one of them is my computer and my inability to use it. So I guess I didn't have to do my makeup or my hair for this. I could have come out looking like Medusa and none of you would have even known. So that's awesome. I just don't know. Studio dashboard. Sorry, guys. Just if you can bear with me while I. Oh, yay. Yay. Hi. Yes, please show me anything. I don't know if I can see it. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make the camera work. Continue allowing a block camera. Allowing. Oh, that's okay. Silver money is real money. Thank you so much. Always block the camera. No. Continue allowing studio to access your camera. Yes. Done. I don't know why you can't see me. I appreciate your condolences. It's been a really, really hard couple of years. This past year, I spent tons of time on my own mental health. I'd like to have a webcam. Right here, camera, he wants to show me something. Okay, that's awesome. Hopefully somebody can show me how to make the friggin' camera work. Anyway, where is Seamus when I need him to help me? Because let's call it, let's use the PC term and say that I'm neurodiverse. I think that's what it is. I got problems. Anyway, this is what it is. So that's all I can do. I don't know how to make the camera happen. So I guess I will just carry on without it. And you guys will have to just accept that. Why don't I have access to that feature? I wonder why. I do wonder why. I can't even expand my menu or anything. If you guys, can you see my screen? I wonder. Let's see. All right. So anyway, here we go. The first thing I wanted to talk about was people living in 5 Halifax tent encampments ordered to leave in the coming weeks. First of all, I was shocked when I saw that because 5. Let me read the article to you if you haven't read it. Yep, I believe it's CBC here. CBC, yep. People living in 5 tent encampment sites in Halifax are being ordered to leave in the coming weeks, with the municipality warning they could be fined or even arrested if they don't comply. Okay, well, that's pretty shitty. The municipality is closing 5 of 11 designated sites, saying better, quote, options are now available for the people living in those tents. Residents must be out by February 26. Where do I start with this? Halifax is not a huge city. Halifax is a small city. How is it that we have 11, quote, designated sites? How does that happen? Is it because perhaps we have so many friggin' immigrants coming from all over the fucking world who are moving here? I mean, you know what? If you want to come to Canada and you have a job and you want to pay taxes and you want to live here, normally that would be fine. But when we have enough people to facilitate 11 tent cities in one small city of Halifax, we got to put a stop to this shit. We should be not letting in anybody else. Nobody needs to come here unless you're contributing. And even now, like at this point, no, we need to put a full stop. You can have open borders or you can have welfare, but you can't have both. And when you talk to people from other countries who don't speak English, who are sitting on welfare, what the fuck is going on around here? There's no need for it. And I love the use of the word options. There are better options now available. Well, it says here they're ordered to leave. So that doesn't sound like an option to me. Not at all. It says the notice said failure to vacate the properties is an offense under the Protection of Property Act for which a person can be arrested by a peace officer and removed from the property. Well, how about we stop giving our housing to people from other countries? And you might say I'm racist, but I'm not. I don't care if you're from Somalia or Europe. I don't care if you're white, brown, pink. If you're not Canadian and we're in a housing crisis, Nova Scotia was recently designated the most poverty-stricken province in the whole country. There is no reason that we should be bringing people here when we don't have the houses for our own people. I live near Bridgewater, which is a tiny town. I think there's like 9,000 people there. And if you want to rent a one-bedroom apartment, you're looking at like $1,500, provided you can actually find one. Hold on. Wait, no. Do I have a camera yet? Do I have a camera now? I guess not. Provided that you can actually find one. So why are we bringing people here when our own citizens don't have a place to live? It doesn't make any sense to me. And that article actually came out on, what date did that come out? I had it here. February the 7th. Funny enough that the mayor of Halifax announced on February the 13th that he's not going to be running again. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. Your city's in shambles. You've got 11 tent cities where people are being kicked out of 5 of them. Where are these people supposed to go? You can't rent, and good luck buying a house. If I hadn't bought my house when I did a number of years ago because I saw what was coming, I'd be living in my car right now because there's no friggin' way that I could afford anywhere to live in this economy. This is crazy. So I don't understand. And I love all the people who are like, oh, we should open our country to all these people. Okay, well, how about you give them one of your spare rooms? If you think that we need to support the world's people who are coming here, we should really just expect the people who are mouthing off to open up their spare rooms. While I'm sort of on the topic of the rant, obviously I'm ranting today. While we're on the topic, if you think that welfare is a thing that we should provide to people on a consistent, ongoing basis and sometimes for generations, how about this? How about when you get your paycheck, you give it to me and you give me your banking information so that I can buy groceries and pay bills for my family. If you're not okay with that, then you're not okay with welfare, because welfare is money that comes from our taxes to pay for other people who aren't working. Now, there's a difference between social assistance, which is there on a temporary basis to help a guy through a hard time. But if you are living on welfare, like if you're on welfare and your mom was on welfare and your grandma was on welfare, you're a fucking welfare bum and you need to be cut off. I'm sorry, but life doesn't work that way. So if you need to be educated, then social assistance is there to help you get re-educated in a field of employment where you can get a job when you're finished. Awesome. Go ahead and do that. I have no problem with us paying for that. Now, if you're from Somalia or from some other country, I have a big problem with that. A big problem with paying your way. A huge one. I'm not going to feed my neighbor's child before I feed my own. I'm not going to pay my neighbor's rent before I pay my own. And so, if that doesn't make sense to you and you think that we should pay for all these other people, please, by all means, open your wallet, put them on your medical plan at work if you really feel like they should be covered. But don't expect me to pay for them when I don't agree with it. That's my money that's being used, and I have no say in it. I get called a racist. I get called all kinds of things because I want to use some common sense. That's been bugging me so much lately because everywhere I look, I have people from Britain, I have people from Germany, I have people from all over the place who sold their house in their country, where their money is worth 2.5 times what my money is worth. So they can come here and buy the property and have no mortgage because they have cash from the sale of their house. And now we have people in our own cities and our own towns who can't afford to live in the town they were born in and brought up in. So I just don't understand how this is really a thing and why people aren't angry about it. Where are these people in these tent cities supposed to go? Why don't we start moving people who aren't from here out of their rentals to make room for the people who are from here? And if you don't like that, then maybe go back to your other country. Go back to where you came from and make it work there. Right? You coming here and destroying our economy and our housing market. Now, that's not all on the people. Obviously, our government is shit, but all government is shit. They really are. There's no way that any government is here to help you. They're really not. What about this guy who recently, I forget his name now, who said there was going to be no more money for roads? Really? So what are people supposed to drive their $60, $70, $80,000 Teslas on if we're not paying for decent roads? Not that I would drive a Tesla, because absolutely not. I like my Subaru and I will keep it. Thank you very much. But I don't understand. I'm so confused by all this shit that these people are going on about. I just don't get it. I really don't. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. And if you have any comments, put them in the chat. I really am trying to watch both at the same time. And I'm super irritated that I can't make this camera thing work. I'm really bothered by it. I don't know why. It's not working. I really couldn't say, and I really don't like it. It's kind of frustrating. But regardless, that was one thing I wanted to talk about. So another thing that I wanted to talk about is, let's see if I can share this. I appreciate you guys hanging in with me here with my special needs ability on the computer. So let's see if what am I doing? Oh my God, I really hate this. Let's see. Well, and maybe they do want us to open up our houses to other countries and people and so on and so forth, but I'm not gonna. There's a lady named Deborah Travares who lives in California. If you're not following her, she's full of really good information. But one of the things that she had mentioned a number of years ago now is what they're hoping to do is set it up so that they come around, they check your house, and let's say, for example, you have 5 or 6 people, so 2 parents and a couple of kids living in the house, but you only have 1 bathroom. Then they're going to say that, especially with COVID and all this stuff, we've seen it. We've seen people arrested in their homes I believe it was in Ontario, where this couple was arrested inside their home during COVID. And I can't remember the details of it right now, but essentially you don't have enough bathrooms to facilitate all the people who are living in the house. And so they're going to do you a favor and remove some of these people, obviously for your protection. This whole world is gone to hell in a handbasket. It's absolutely crazy what's going on here. Let's see. So something how did I do this? How did I even make this happen? So, oh good, I have this now. I've screwed that up, so that's awesome. Let's see. Sorry, I have to bring it up again. I created a second window here, and I don't know how I did that. It's some kind of a gift, I guess. So we all know that we were all watching, and unfortunately, I had to participate in the Mass Casualty Commission and all that stuff. That we all watched the quote most families lawyer Rob Pineo who stand up there, and him and his company made all shitloads of money by billing all these people and so on and so forth. And there's no secret that I fucking hate that guy. That's all I can say. He is, as far as I can tell, not worth the skin he's in. But here's a fun little thing. He got a reprimand. Have you guys seen this? Let's see if I can. Okay, we'll stop sharing that one, and we'll try sharing this one. Oh my God. I need skills. I really do. Like, this is so embarrassing, but it is what it is. How can I get there? Oh, I really hate this. Live streaming. I have this. So Rob Pineo was reprimanded by the Nova Scotia Barrister Society. Let's share that. There we go. Oh my dear God in heaven. If I turn this off, I apologize. I'll come right back. Okay. Rob Pineo, a member of the Nova Scotia Barrister Society, hereby agrees and consents to the following. So I don't know how you agree to being reprimanded. Like, I just don't understand it. So I'm going to read this out. I don't know if my screen share is working, and I'm having trouble getting back and forth between the chat. So on August 25th, 2021, the society was advised by the managing partner at Mr. Pineo's firm that he had issued an invoice dated December 31st, 2020. Now, it doesn't specify which client, plural clients, were being this was applying to, but I mean, we all know who he was working for during December 31st, 2020, in early January of 2021, related to his work on one file for clients, plural, of the firm. While the firm did not question the legitimacy of the number of billable hours that were reflected in the invoice, their concern is that the invoice should have been issued in December 2020, as there was no basis to believe that invoice would be paid in the short term as required by Patterson's law's billing policy. The unedited but issued invoice included services to the clients that were not billable time. So if I understand correctly, and maybe I don't, he's billing for stuff that he shouldn't have been billed for. The invoice was never provided to the client. The invoice was included in the firm's 2020 financial results for income purposes and positively impacted Pineo's income allocation. Imagine that. The COO of Patterson Law attempted to follow up with Mr. Pineo on 7 occasions throughout 2021, questioning him about the status of his outstanding accounts receivable, including this invoice. In August of 2021, Pineo finally disclosed to his partners that the invoice had been issued inappropriately and confirmed that he was facing personal health difficulties. The financial benefit received by Mr. Pineo was reversed by Patterson Law following his admission that the invoice had been improperly issued. Patterson Law, with Pineo's cooperation, immediately established a process for the supervision of Mr. Pineo's practice by a senior member of the firm and its COO. So this dude is doing shit that now requires him to have a babysitter? That's awesome. Can you imagine? Oh, hey guys. Hey, yay, I'm still here and I haven't hung up on everyone. Glenn B, yes, hi. I'm sorry, I can't make my camera work for whatever. Hi, Lynn. It's so nice to see you guys. It has been a very long time, and hopefully on the next one, I will be able to figure out the damn camera situation here. I don't even know what to say. With that said, oh my God, is anybody surprised that Rob Pineo isn't the stand-up guy that some of the families would have you believe that he is? I'm not surprised. I fucking hate that guy. I like him about as much as I like Paul Plango. As you know, not a lot. So anyhow, I just thought it was interesting that this guy was inappropriately billing people. I mean, didn't make enough money already off the people he was representing during the Mass Casualty Commission? I don't know what the deal is there, but you guys can see that. I don't know how this. There's a lot of I don't knows in this video because I truly do not know. I really just don't know how to do this. I'm trying so hard. I just got OBS and I'm not sure how to make that thing work yet, but it is what it is for now. So we could look back at this and be like, oh my God, do you remember that first shitty video that Tara made where she couldn't even do the camera? And hopefully going forward, it will get better and better. Anyway, I don't know what else to talk about here. There's just so much stuff going on. I don't even know. Imagine that, honest. Yeah, exactly. There's just so much corruption. I mean, I would really love to see all the money that was wasted. It was, in my opinion, it was a gigantic transfer of wealth from the Nova Scotia public to all the lawyers and commissioners who took part in this mass casualty commission. I mean, you guys, most of you guys, I think, watched my video or my presentation at the MCC, and you guys know that my questions were way more appropriate than the questions Pineo was asking. The only other person who seemed to really be asking some of the hard questions was Josh Bryson. But I do believe that the lawyers were told that if they wanted to participate, they had to follow these particular guidelines of how they were going to ask questions and what topics they were allowed to look at. I don't have the documents in front of me because I don't know how to find them. With that said, there are documents. There are documents in. I don't know if they're actually on the mass casualty website or if my friend just downloaded them and still had access to them. But if you were to go and look through the emails between Gabriel Wortman and Kevin Von Bargen, who's another fucking lawyer in Ontario, you can see that those two people were up to some nefarious shit. From the tiny little bit that I had read to me, it sounds like they were doing some business, let's say, with the pilot program for the people. We have in Nova Scotia, we have an immigration pilot program. See if I can find it. Pilot program, Nova Scotia's immigration pilot program, Atlantic immigration program. From what I could tell, we do have an immigration program. Maybe it's not a pilot program anymore. I'm not sure. But we were sending money to other countries. Let's bring this up. Maybe you guys can see it. The Atlantic Immigration Program is a federal immigration program that helps employers recruit skilled foreign workers and international graduates to meet labor needs. Well, I'll tell you what, people, if we cut the welfare off from all these fucking pajama wearing, pot smoking, tattoo getting, cigarette smoking welfare bums who call themselves Canadians but don't have a fucking job even though they're capable, we wouldn't have an employment problem. We would have people who we can look at and respect. But when you go out shopping and you see people in their fucking pajamas wearing goddamn slippers, And then they complain about why they can't get a job. You wonder why you can't get a fucking job? Because you're a lazy piece of shit. Get off welfare, get a fucking job, and have some self-respect. At the very least, go get spayed and fucking neutered so that you can't create any more welfare sucking generations beyond you. I really have no empathy, sympathy, consideration, or anything for anyone living on welfare. If you have a disability, a legitimate disability where you actually can't work, that's what our taxes are there to pay for. But if you're a healthy person who just can't be bothered to work, or because you can live with a bunch of other people and sit around on welfare, I have no sympathy for you. I really don't. Like, we human beings are the only animals on the whole planet who promote the weakest members of the herd. Even horses are these great, gigantic, majestic, gentle herbivores. And when they have a member of the herd that doesn't stand up when they're born, the stallion kills them. Unlike us, we take the weakest members of society and we give them a welfare check. We give them a welfare check and we tell them, it's okay. No, you're perfect just the way you are. No, you're fucking not. If you were perfect the way that you are, you'd be able to support yourself. You'd be able to pay. Now, I don't agree with everybody paying taxes. Taxes, how does that expression go? Taxation without representation is theft. It's criminal. I highly encourage anyone to get paid cash. If you do a job and you get paid cash, you don't need to fucking pay Trudeau and all these fucking assholes all the way up from your local government to the top. You don't need any of this stuff. You don't need to pay anybody. You need to keep your money in your own pocket and pay for your own bills. But if you're on welfare, you need to be cut off. And I'm sorry, but if you're on welfare and you're capable of working, if you don't make it, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. You need to stop being a fucking lazy ass piece of shit, because that's what you are. If you're capable of working and you don't, you're a piece of shit. Sorry, that's the way it is. I mean, start your own business. Walk dogs, make cash, mow lawns, pick up. I know a guy who came from Mexico. He had no money when he got here. He started his own drywall company. And for the first year while he was here, he literally was out every day picking up cans and bottles. And that's how he paid his rent. He didn't take a single fucking welfare check at all. He came from Mexico in a t-shirt and shorts in minus whatever degrees it was in Saskatchewan when he showed up, and he got a job right away. And when he wasn't at his actual job, he was out picking up cans and bottles. This country is a place where if you actually want to have a life, you can have one. But if you want to live and suck off the teat of the fucking people who are working, you're a piece of shit and I don't value your life. And when people say that, oh, you're valuable because you're a human, no, you're not, right? You're a crackhead welfare bum who robs people of their money so they can support their habit does not have the same value as a teacher, as a child, as anybody who's contributing. Even a person who works at a low wage physical labor uneducated kind of job, those people have value. They are contributing. If you're not contributing, then you don't belong here. You need to fuck off. And that, Stella, you're totally right. Real Canadians who have an actual disability are put through the fucking ringer. They are put through the fucking ringer, and the money that they get is a goddamn joke. You cannot pay your rent on disability. And if we cut off the welfare bums, people who are veterans, people who are retired, people who are disabled could actually have enough money to pay for their own life. They could actually get through. So here's a thing that I just bugs the fucking shit out of me is if you're diabetic, you have to pay for your insulin and all your medicine and all your paraphernalia that go along with it. But if you're a man and you want to fucking have boobs, the government of Nova Scotia will pay for it. I don't know how it goes across Canada, but in Nova Scotia, if you're a trans and you want boobs, the taxes will pay for you. But if you have diabetes, they won't. What the hell is that? Or how about the rolling blackouts of emergency? Like, let's say you have an emergency and you go to the Lunenburg Hospital. There might be a sign up there that says, sorry, we're closed for blackouts, rolling closures. You can just go to Bridgewater. Really? So stupid. Sorry, I'm going to read the comments. Yeah. Possible blackmail. Stick government Canada. Use Pineo. Yep. Absolutely. 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 That is, yes. Yes. So the amount of money that was handed over to certain people, but not certain other people, it's like, this is just bullshit. It's absolute. I don't even know. There's no sense of it. This is why I live in the woods and I just have dogs and I don't interact with people, because there used to be a time when you thought you could make a difference. And now, I guess you can, the convoy and the Emergencies Act stuff. I'm so glad that Justice Mosley came to this conclusion. With that said, there's no fucking way that Trudeau and any of the people all the way down the line to Dr. Strange, none of these people should be allowed to use any public funds to defend themselves from these criminal acts. And when they get sued, and I hope they do, and I hope they have to pay, they should have to pay every fucking cent out of their own pocket. There should be absolutely no public money supporting this illegal action. They should be sent to jail. They should have to pay for their own lawyer, and they should not be able to use any public funding for any of this at all. I feel like there was something else I wanted to talk about, but I got into a rant and now I can't remember. Is there anything that you guys would like to talk about? Because, yes, absolutely. The mass casualty Pineo thing, that's sick. How, and maybe that's the case. Maybe it is the case that that he had to do the things that he had to do. I don't know. I have a feeling there was a lot of blackmail going on there. You can't tell me that those commissioners did any kind of a job that is worth the money they got paid for. Nova Scotia investigators, yeah, that MCC was 100% controlled. It was completely controlled. Tax over 40% of my check, and the government still wants, yeah, fuck off with that. And I know some people that when COVID took place, they got the CERB. And you know what? Normally, I'm not a guy who says you should be taking government money. I don't believe in taking government money unless you have to. But honestly, if you've paid into this taxes system, you did, your parents did, your grandparents did. If you're a real Canadian, you've actually paid into this tax system, you should have taken that CERB, because there's no other way that you're going to get any of your money back. So let's think about the criminals, the people who were in jail, who were given the CERB. I am curious if those people are going to be required to pay it back. I doubt that they will, but everybody else has to. So what happened there? What about Trudeau using tax money to get the government, the RCMP, to deploy on the people, the convoy? All that money that they used to control and oppress the Canadian people, that government Trudeau and his fucking band of merry idiots should have to pay all that money back. They really should. Out of their own pocket, there should be no government money for any of this shit. It's still bugging me that I can't use my webcam. I don't know why. I do not know why I can't do it, but it does bug the crap out of me. I'm going to figure this out for the next one. Yes, Stella, you know what? Here's the thing. Seamus, oh dear, and myself were really kind of we worked our asses off. I mean, Seamus, I didn't actually talk to oh dear. This is the great thing. Like, I mean, obviously there's nothing really great about the execution of 23 Canadians, but oh dear, and you people in the chat, you guys kept everybody going. Oh Dear did unbelievable work, and I don't know if Oh Dear worked with Seamus or not. I think that Oh Dear did work with Seamus, but I never spoke with Oh Dear even once. So can you imagine the amount of work that that person put in to help people that they didn't even know? I mean, that Oh Dear, I don't even know if Oh Dear is a girl or a boy, if I'm honest. But Oh Dear put in countless hours of work to bring this to a bunch of people that they didn't even know. That's a fucking real Canadian. And Seamus, that guy is a machine. I mean, him and I literally spent between 3 and 8 hours every single day on the phone, but that was a drop in the bucket to the amount of people that he talked to without being me on the phone. People, the research that that guy did, the amount of reading that that guy did, I don't know how he kept it all. Yes, the group effort of all you guys, and you know what? None of you guys let this shit die. If Seamus and Oh Dear and I had just put out videos and had conversations between the three of us, it would have gone nowhere. You guys were here. You guys contributed to the information. You contributed to the sharing and the getting this out. If it wasn't for this group, there's just no way that any of that would have come out as and made it as far as it has. Oh, hi, Cage. Yes. Oh, I've watched, honestly, in the last week. I bought this laptop about 3 weeks ago, and I have a brain injury. So it's really hard for me to understand technology. And I've watched so many videos on how to run OBS, and I have some of it, and I connected it to my YouTube channel. And so it seems to be running automatically. And I do assume that there's likely a button that I could click to make my camera work, but I don't know what button it is. And I'm a bit frightened to actually like click on it while I have you guys here, because I don't know if it's going to like shut everything down. Honestly, it's just a really good thing that I'm funny, because Jesus, this is insane. Oh, now I have a pop up here and I can't get rid of. Like, it's just so fun when you don't know what you're doing and you're trying anyway. But what are you going to do? That's just the way that it goes, I guess. What else? Let's see. There's just so many things I could talk about. There really is, that they're not coming to me now. And as soon as I end this stream, they're going to all come to me and I'm going to think, oh my gosh, why didn't I talk about this, that, or the other thing? I just was not organized. It's been on my mind here for about a week that I wanted to do a stream. And so I finally just said, fuck it. And I did it, which whether or not that was a great idea, I can't really say. But I am going to let you guys go because now I'm just ranting and raving. I will say, actually, let me say something else. This past year, 2023, I really had to get my shit together. I really had to work on my mental health. And, oh, Glenn, right? This is crazy. Rob Pineo has a cousin named Greg Pineo. Greg Pineo was, I don't know if he was the driver or the guy who sits in the passenger seat of the EHS, is it emergency medical, EMS, whatever you call it, the ambulance that drove Lisa fucking Banfield to the hospital. Why don't we have a statement from him? Nothing. There's nothing anywhere from him. And why is his cousin representing the majority of the families at the MCC? There were so many conflicts of interest. Justice McDonald's brother was in Portapic that night. He's actually related to who was that couple? The guy who I forget his name now. The couple who pulled up next to Gabriel and the guy was shot, but his jacket stopped the bullet. That's a fucking magic jacket, man. And then that bullet that he got out of his jacket disappeared. He lost it. Can you imagine how fucking how do you look somebody in the eye and tell such a fucking huge lie? Are you kidding me right now? I will always believe, and it does look like there's some supporting potential information inside the emails between Wortman and Kevin von Bargen that I mean, at the very least, it looked like they were scamming or potentially working with the government of Nova Scotia in order to scam the Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. That's what it looks like. If you read them, you can't help but see it. I will always believe that they put forth the gun trafficking, smuggling, so on and so forth, in order to, yes, Nova Scotia investigators, yes, Greg Pineo's brother was RCMP Derek Pineo, who was killed in the line of duty. Yes, that is correct. Was he the brother or was he the father of Greg? He was definitely of relation. I will always believe that the bigger issue in Portapique and in that journey, I always say Portapique because that's where my family was. But let's not forget all the other families who were all over that general area. Let's not forget Wentworth. Let's not forget the fire hall. Let's not forget Mr. Bagley. Let's not forget all these people whose name I can't think of right now because I'm trying to think of it. There was just so many people that didn't get recognized because they all fell under the blanket of Portapique, which is really unfortunate. There seems to be, to me, the bigger issue. I feel like they put the gun stuff out front and let that be the scapegoat to hide bigger things. I truly believe that what we have in that Truro area is a human trafficking problem. If you were to look, I follow the Truro Police Facebook page, and if you look in there, you will see on a regular basis people missing every week. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 people missing from Truro in a week. Well, where are these fucking people going? Do you not see that there's a human trafficking problem? There was a girl, Dana. There was a girl, Dana, who was over at Gabriel Wortman's place with 2 other people who were involved in this case, she called the police because she went there and was drugged. She was drugged while she was there, and she found a way to phone the police. And when the police came, the 2 other girls that were there told the police, no, she's all right. She's just drinking. She's with us. She's okay. And they took the girl out of there. Well, that Dana was found dead in a hotel room not too long after this, like within a year of this execution. Well, what happened there? Can we talk about maybe Leon for a minute? What actually happened to Leon? I have phone calls that I spoke with Leon that I recorded, and I don't know that he committed suicide. I'm not saying he didn't, but I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of confusion in this story. There's a lot of unanswered questions. One of the questions that I asked of one of the RCMP officers was on over one of the radios, they stated that Gabriel Wortman was a trained sharpshooter and that they I forget the guns that they said that he definitely had on hand. So I asked the RCMP officer, who was very kind and very good to me, very, very good to me. But I asked him, what happened there? Like, where did that information come from? Where did they get the information that Gabriel Wortman was a sharpshooter? And the answer that he gave me was, some questions will just never have an answer. Well, that didn't make any sense because the guy who said it on the radio is still alive. So we can't go and ask him where he got that information? Really? So if that's the kind of information and investigation that we can expect, well, it's no wonder we don't have any fucking answers. And don't even get me started on these goddamn women's groups. You can't, no. There's no fucking way. I know people who've been in abusive relationships. Your boyfriend, spouse, whatever you want to call him, does not get mad at you and then kill everyone in the neighborhood. And it certainly doesn't happen on a whim. Like, come on. I mean, how stupid do we have to be to buy the shit that they're selling us? But I don't even know what to say. This is just such a huge topic, and there's so much that we are not going to know about because they do a very good job hiding it. Um, I mean, yeah, there's just so much that I could say that I shouldn't say because I'm not a lawyer and I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, I don't really have anything else to say, but I did want to reach out and say hi. And I also wanted to see if I could figure out this damn program. But obviously, that's not a thing that's happening today. So I hope you guys have an awesome day and enjoy each other and take care of each other, love each other. And we all have things that we can do to make our lives better. And no matter what you've been through, there's always do a test live for camera. How do I do that? Glenn, you're just going to have to come over. You're going to have to come over and check it out and help me out because I get really frustrated when I can't figure things out, and especially when it has to do with technology. Just it gets under my skin and it just drives me bananas. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go back into OBS at some point. I'll just hit do a live stream and I'll just start messing around with the buttons. And you guys maybe will come in the chat and be like, what the hell is this crazy chick doing? And that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying it out. That's all I can say. I'm going to have to do that. I think my camera is okay, but I will have to work on it and just try to figure it out. God bless you guys. God bless your families. Do your best to get off grid, to grow your own food, to arm yourselves, and to make friends with like-minded people. In this country, we cannot have the government and their lackeys, known as the RCMP, as the only people who have guns. We need guns to protect ourselves from these people. We don't need guns to protect ourselves from intruders. We need guns to protect ourselves from the government. God bless you guys all. I'm going to stop streaming now, but have a fantastic day. Bye, you guys.